Cool, audio's working. Nice. Cool. Cool. Hey, if anybody jumps in, let me know if the audio's working. I think it is. And thanks so much for watching me draw. So hope everybody's doing great this wonderful Sunday. I watched golf and read comic books. Oh, Jeremy, I had to play plumber. That's too bad. I'm hoping it all worked out for you. Yeah, the joys of home ownership. I've often had to deal with things that I don't completely comprehend. I'm very fortunate that my dad's a carpenter contractor, and I can call upon him if there's something I don't know what I'm doing, which is most things. I barely know how to mow the lawn. Even that, I'm not great at it. I can mow the lawn and I can change a light bulb, but not at the same time. That's about the extent of my abilities. Not terribly handy. Good. Glad you got it fixed, man. That's it's always a little scary. I remember one time I came downstairs and I'm like, why is there water all over the floor? And the hot water tank busted, and of course it's the tank is in the kitchen corner of the kitchen. I'm like, great, cool, but it didn't totally rupture. It just was leaking. I'm like, that's good. That's gonna be fun. That's fun. What other terrible things have happened? Let's talk about terrible things Bill knows about. house problems. My buddy Bill Walco. He told me once, he's like, yep, basement. I'm like, yeah, been there, man. I just actually opened up my crawl space basement for the summer. And, yep, floating. Things are just floating down there. I'm like, cool, great. Yep, totally floated. Awesome. But luckily there's nothing down there that's terribly important. And then, I had to replace my sewer pump last year. I had to replace my water pump last year. Those are big ones. Those are no fun. What else did I have to do last year? Septic. It's always something. Anything water related, yeah, the cleanup's always rough, for sure. But manageable, you know. My thing is always like electrical. Like that's where I go. I'm out. Don't know what's going on. Don't want to touch it. Like I had my breakers, you know, lights going off, and I had to call the electrician. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I barely know how to flip a breaker. Make it work. But, you know, having house problems, I always am like, you know, better than having apartment problems, because I've had that before. Came home in an apartment once, and there's just water just pouring out of the ceiling. And the water was just, and I called the landlord. I'm like, yeah, there's a pipe burst. This is just, there's the water just gushing into the apartment. And they're like, no, it's just melting snow. It'll stop. And just, I'm like, I don't think so. They're like, well, there's nothing we do about it. I'm like, okay. So I just grabbed all my stuff and moved out. I'm like, yeah, good luck. They're like, go get a garbage can and put it underneath it. I'm like, it's going to fill a garbage can in like a minute. True story. Good times. That was a while ago. So yeah, even with homeowner problems, it's like, at least it's, you know, I'm not dealing with renters' problems. That's rough. You can install outlets, new wiring. I can put the faceplate on. I can screw the faceplate on the outlet. I've done that. That's the extent of it. Nobody would trust me to do any wiring. See, I don't know if people saw or not, but the oppressors. Yeah, standard cover, issue 1. Ooh, so shine. Available at BatlanticStore.com. That's the standard cover. That's the variant. Homage to Frank Miller's Wolverine #1. BatlanticStore.com. If you want to grab a copy of this, sign it and mail it out to you. It's fun. And if you want remarks, I'm doing remarks on the back of them. Definitely my best work yet. I'm really excited to share it with everybody. It's fun to make. A lot of work, but fun to make. I'm excited for the next thing. Excited for everybody to see the next thing. Which will be cool. Alright, I think I'm at the gray wash phase for this now. Thanks, Jeremy. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, pretty thrilled with how the colors look. My buddy Oracle colored it. Colors look great over my lines. I like what he does. Very talented guy. And so I loved his take on the Wolverine homage cover. And I think if anybody knows my work, they'll know that Frank Miller definitely is a huge influence on what I'm doing. And that Wolverine series was just like mind blowing for me when I was a kid. Like I was like, oh, like my mind just like exploded. It was a mind explosion. And yeah, I think that the covers look super shiny was what I wanted. I wanted like a super gloss to make it feel very 90s, because that's always the thing I think about when I think of 90s comics is like a super gloss, high quality printing. And I don't think people really think of that when they think 90s comics. They probably are, I don't know what their thing is, but I remember as a kid, 80s comics were newsprint. Wolverine was newsprint. X-Men was newsprint. Mark Silvestri, Frank Miller, all these guys I idolized was newsprint. Todd McFarlane, Spider-Man, Eric Larson, newsprint. And then all of a sudden, Image was like, no, we're gonna go gloss. And those books, Youngblood, it was like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I couldn't imagine colors and lines that vibrant. So when people think of 90s comics, I think now gloss and high quality printing and digital coloring has become such a like taken for granted, possibly, where people are like, oh yeah, of course it'd have amazing Photoshop colors, and didn't it always? It's like, no. If you look at how comics looked before Image, before the 90s revolution stuff, they look cheap. Comics look cheap because they were cheap. You couldn't see the art half the time. We didn't know. We thought, oh no, everything just looked like mud. It's like nah, man, that stuff looks so crisp now. Even the reprints look, you realize that you look at the Mark Silvestri Wolverine stuff, and you're like, oh yeah, no, the recolor looks strange. Those recolored collections. I prefer the black and white collections with Dan Green's inks, because you're like, oh no, they were drawing it under a very stitched tight deadline, for one thing, but also they were drawing it for newsprint. Like you wouldn't bother to put in detail. It would just get washed. It would just get gooed out. Like the newsprint would just suck it up. So you really have to be, if you're drawing for newsprint, I think newsprint comics can be really cool. I think that as long as that that's what it's for, and then to try to take newsprint comics and then redistribute them on glossy paper, that seems odd. I think there's definitely a place for both, but I know that with high quality printing, that was what made me excited about a lot of those books. The coloring and the paper. Thanks, eWorld Akenzie. Cool name, bro. eWorld. Yeah, I got a bunch of art at BatAtlanticStore.com if you like what you see. This is my character, Versus, from my original Creator-owned series, The Oppressors. Issue 1, standard and variant covers. Standard cover, variant cover. Available at BatAtlanticStore.com right now. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. Inking. Yeah. Sometimes when I'm drawing, I zone out and forget what I'm doing. I was watching a guy today on YouTube. Oh no, it was on Facebook Live, or a Facebook video, or whatever it's called. And he was playing Guitar Hero. I was like, that's still a game? And I was like, I'll watch this for a hot second. And it's insane how fast this guy could play Guitar Hero. And I was like, wow, it's captivating. And clearly he's talented. You know, takes quite a bit of skill to do that. And I watched. I was fascinated by it. And it made me kind of think, like, what an interesting skill set, right? It doesn't. I guess it would apply to real guitar. Maybe it would help you to practice playing real guitar. But it's like, what do you do with that skill other than shoot video? And, you know, like people that play video games really well. I guess esports is a thing, so it's like, yeah, I guess any sort of skill set, you have to, if you love doing it, there you go, there's its value, right? It's like, oh, I love drawing. It's like, does it have value? Like, valuable to me, I love doing it. So playing a video game really, really fast, it's like, well, what's the purpose? Like, well, you love it. So that kind of made me pause for a moment, because I think I can be dismissive of things that I don't enjoy as being less than valuable, or less valuable use of your time. It's like, well, it's stupid. Why would anybody sit and watch TV? It's like, well, I like to sit and watch TV. And it's like, why would anybody play Guitar Hero? Spend their entire life getting super good at Guitar Hero. Like, well, that's what they like doing. Who am I to say that's a silly thing to spend an entire life doing? People probably see what I'm doing right now and go, that's a silly thing to do. Why would you want to put all that ink on that beautifully white piece of paper? And they'd have a point. It's like, this paper was really nice when it didn't have any art on it. Like, make all these lines on it. I think that's a sign that you're getting old. Is when you're like, kids these days play that Guitar Hero. Like, really? The kids play Guitar Hero? Guy seemed like a child. He was an older man. But dude was fast. Like, I don't know if you've ever tried to play Guitar Hero. back when it was popular 10 years ago. But this dude was tapping away. Just tippy tap tapping. Got to the point where I'm like, that's just showing off now, how fast he can tap things. Sounds like a grumpy old man thing. Stop tapping those things so fast. What's with all the tapping? Best thing about going over blue lines, you don't have to erase. Alright, I'm gonna sign off. Thanks for watching. Go to BatlanticStore.com. Go to DylanAndrewsArt.com, BatlanticStudios.com. What else? BatlanticStudios.com. And I hope everyone stays safe. I hope everyone is filling their lives with things they love and enjoy. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, bye.